Offender Residency Board meeting. We'll first take roll call. Everyone's here. Do you need us to say anything, Rachel?
No, I can capture who is here in the minutes.
Okay. All right. Then we need an approval for the agenda for the June 16th meeting.
I make the motion to approve the agenda.
I will second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, then we need an approval of the minutes from the May 19th, 2021 meeting.
Heidi, when you do the voice vote, can you at least ask for any nays just in case? We got 4 people. I just want to make sure we don't miss anybody.
Sure. We need an approval for the minutes from the May 19th, 2021 meeting.
I'll make that motion to approve those minutes.
And I will second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Any nays? Okay. We'll go on to our regular business. The first appeal that we're going to hear is Christopher Charlier. Christopher, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you are requesting to move to 334 and a half South Chestnut, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And it looks like you were just here in May, and we approved you to stay there for a period of 30 days. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And then we asked for you to come back. What have you been up to? How are things going?
Good. I dropped off a form. Hopefully that's good proof for my SOT program that I was in.
Oh, yeah. Does everyone have that in their packet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If we would like to discuss your treatment, would you like us to go into private session or remain in public?
Public's fine.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about his treatment that he submitted to us?
I do not.
Okay, I guess I do. It looks like you completed that in the institution, correct? You have not done any treatment outside of the institution?
Correct.
Okay, and you're not going to be doing any treatment outside?
I asked for after when I got out just to help a little more, but my PO recommended against it. She said she didn't think I needed it at that moment, and I guess you need a referral. So, but that's the only thing that I wanted to do that was not an option at the time.
But I guess I have a question. Why you would like to do it? You feel the need for it?
I don't necessarily feel the need, but I don't know. I kind of thought it might have been a good idea at the time when I came out, just to kind of prevent, make sure that I was good to go. So.
And your PO just said no, or
Yeah. My PO. I talked to my PO about it, and she said at this time she'll look into it, which I don't think she ever did, but she said she'll look into it, and she doesn't think it's necessarily the best option for me. She don't think I need it at the moment because I'm just such a low risk. Same with that Thinking for Change class. I was supposed to take that too, but then she said that I need more than one referral to take the Thinking for Change class because I'm a low risk right now. If that makes sense.
And so you're not getting any kind of treatment even though you would like some kind of a treatment?
Well, I am seeing personal counseling, or I was seeing personal counseling. I used up my free counseling sessions with them. So I've sought treatment myself. I've also sought parenting classes and stuff like that to help me out, with just my personal self. So, but as far as the sex offense thing, I haven't received any additional treatment since I've been out. No.
And are you still working at American Foods?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay, and do they offer insurance or like an EAP for you there?
Yep, I took advantage of that for personal counseling. My free session just ended about a month or so ago.
Okay, and they don't offer any other kind of benefit for you to seek counseling elsewhere?
I did not look into that, no.
Well, I understand that you say that you're kind of a low risk, and that's why you're not getting into any treatment.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm sorry to correct my statement. What she said is that I would have to pay for it on my end as well. Like, she couldn't recommend me to them. I would actually have to pay for it on my end.
and did you look into the cost of those classes?
I did not know.
Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna speak to the board and you at this moment. I'm kind of concerned. I understand that you don't, they're saying that you're a low risk and you don't need it, but I'm hearing some hesitation in your voice that you kind of feel maybe you should have it. It would be a good idea. And I'm not
Sorry.
feeling comfortable with that.
No, I'm sorry. When I first came out of prison, I completed my SOT about a month or so ago, and I felt good. But I don't feel a hesitation like I'm going to recommit a felony again or a crime. I just want to, check my O's and just make sure that everything's perfect. I don't want to fall back in the same thing that I did before. So that's why I was looking for any kind of help I can get. I was looking into counseling, psychiatry help, stuff like that, just anything, just to kind of help me out. I'm not saying I needed it, but I just thought I did it.
Do you
Which
make
is why-
pretty? I'm ahead.
Which is why when I first got out of prison, that's the first thing I was thinking of is maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if I did this, or at least asked her about it. See, because I heard from guys when I was in prison saying that I needed to, or that most likely than not, I need to take an aftercare program, the low risk one, and that's why I asked her about it.
Do you make pretty decent money at your job?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, would it be a problem for you to look into how much you would have to those classes and maybe at least choose one of them, thinking for change, or the?
Yep, I actually. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I actually talked to my PO just last week. I think it was last week Wednesday, and she recommended that I look into Thinking for Change, and because I would have to pay for it myself because I need more than one referral. So that is definitely something I am going to pursue, is looking into Thinking for Change classes.
Okay.
So I know that was a recommendation when I was in prison, but I didn't have enough time to complete it. So.
Okay.
So are
And
you saying,
I just got lucky. I got lucky with that grant that I was able to get in. So
what you're saying is that you can't get into Thinking for Change without a second recommendation?
correct. Yeah, that's what my understanding was when she told me that. Maybe I misunderstood, but that's the way it sounded.
Also, do you have health insurance?
I do, yes.
Because I would think that, you went to the EPA for the free counseling?
Yes.
Then usually what they sometimes do is they decide and recommend you for further counseling. And
Okay.
that's usually, so what did that person say at the end of your counseling session?
He had me just to continue counseling, mainly for depression and stuff like that. So I am going to contact my old counselor I was before I got arrested, and was gonna recommend me to her, but he didn't recommend me for thinking for change. That topic actually never came up. So
Does anyone, on the board have any other questions?
Well, I'm just reading the SOPR recommendations, and he said, overall, Mr. Charlier has shown a great deal of improvement throughout sessions. He showed a great deal of insight in acknowledging his need for continued counseling to strengthen his ability to cope with stress and depressive symptoms. And he would benefit from continued growth in his communication skills and confidence. So I'm just trying to, so the counseling that you went to on your own, was that for the depression?
correct. Yep.
I don't know, like Heidi, I have a concern that if you're feeling a need for an aftercare or something, I think, and maybe just not even a need, but to fill the box, as you said, I think that's something you should do.
I can definitely do it. I mean, if that's a recommendation, I can definitely do it. I'll look into it right away. I mean, if that's what you recommend, I mean, I feel great, so I've been doing everything I'm supposed to, so.
Did voice those concerns to us in the beginning when you first came on, and I think, at least for the two of us, that's alarming for us.
Well, I guess
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily know if you're really understanding me, because when I got out of prison, that was my concern. It's not necessarily my concern now, but when I got out of prison, I didn't want to, obviously go back. So I asked my PO about any other options there are when I got out. I said, is there anything I can do just to make sure I don't recommit, make sure I don't fall into the same place that I did before, and stuff like that. So that was when I first got out. I mean, that's not now. I don't have concerns about how my well-being is now.
Okay, but when you expressed those concerns, and then the PO said, no, you don't need anything?
My PO?
Correct. Well, you just said you were expressing.
Right. No, she recommended that I go seek counseling at the time, because I told her about, I'm still depressed and stuff like that. So she did recommend me seeing counseling.
Just not sex offender counseling.
Yep.
I mean, we just saw you a month ago, and I really don't remember you voicing any of these concerns at that point, because I think at that point I maybe would have been a little bit less hesitant or more hesitant to approve you. And I mean, so when did you get out of prison?
I got out of prison last June.
Oh, so you've been out of prison for over a year.
Correct, yes. And I haven't felt the need to pursue sex offender treatment because I've been doing so well. I mean, I've kept a stable job. I've only been seeing counseling due to depression. I talk to my PO once a month. I haven't missed any appointments. I've been doing everything I need to be doing. I've been working really, really hard, and I have a good support system. You can even ask my PO that. She knows I have a good support system. Yeah, so it's.
Can I just ask, where did you live then when you got out of jail, if you just came to us last month?
I lived with my dad for about a couple months, 6 months I want to say, and then he had to move because they sold the place. So then I lived in a hotel at the Economy Inn.
Where was the first 6 months with your dad?
That was on Libel Street.
Oh, Alloway?
Yep, Alloway, yeah.
So
I've been keeping up with the sex offender registry, and stuff like that, so.
So right now, all of your counseling has stopped.
Yep, right now it has. But I'm definitely going to continue, because I gotta call my, old counselor, because I really liked her, and I'm gonna call her and get set up with her too, so. And then I can also call Thinking for Change. I'll do that. mean, I'll do anything I have to do. I just wanna get back, I just wanna keep on the right path, and I've done a really good job so far since I've been in office.
I would like to make a motion that we approve for 90 days, at this address specific, and then you would come back and just tell us, what counseling you've been able to participate in, and
Okay,
and possibly bring something from the counseling person for them to verify how.
okay, do I need kind of proof again?
Yes.
Would I drop that off of the office again like I did last time, or,
Yes.
okay,
Is there a second for that motion?
I will second that.
All in favor, aye.
I,
Opposed? Okay, so Mr. Charlier, you're approved for the 90 days. We'll send you that letter, and you'll need to bring back that documentation that you're either thinking for change or counseling, and come see us in 90 days.
okay, sounds good, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. The next appeal is Eddie Broadnax, requesting to move to 1200 Lower Lane, number 2. Mr. Broadnax, are you there?
it's earlier.
I see him on there.
Hello?
Yep, you hear us?
Yes. Okay.
All right, so, Mr. Broadnax, you've been here several times, before the board. The last time we saw you was back in March of 2020, which, at that time, we approved you to live at 1238 Wisey Street, correct?
Correct.
But it looks like your current address is 1808 Jean Street.
Yeah, that's a temporary, pending approval of this place.
But you're requesting to move to 1200 Lower Lane, number 2.
Correct.
So how long have you been staying at 1808 Jean Street?
Maybe a month or so.
Oh.
I've got the ankle monitor bracelet on, so I've kind of been, like flopping from family member to family member, and literally, I've been trying to find a place for almost a year now, and I've finally got an opportunity. So,
When did you move out of the Wisey Street?
let me see, probably June or July of last year.
So you were only in there for a couple months?
Correct.
What happened?
We had different opinions as far as the relationship went. We're better off friends.
Oh, okay. All right, so you were moving in with a girlfriend?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So I know, like I said, you've been here several times. Would everybody like him to kind of go over his charges again? I know, Peter, you probably would like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Eddie, we're gonna just ask you to, explain to us what you were convicted of, how it came about. But again, remember, we don't want you to, use the victim's name or talk about the victim, in a relationship, like if they were a sibling or cousin or whatever, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I was convicted of second-degree sexual assault. We were both young at the time. There was a kid involved. I But yeah, that's how all of this came about.
Okay. And then you were sentenced to prison, when was that? Did you get prison
No,
time off of that?
Mm, no, he got 3 years probation.
Yep.
And I'm not proud to admit it, but once I found out the kid was mine, or wasn't mine, I kind of spiraled out.
What do you mean by that?
Well, as I said, I got the probation for it, and once I found out that the kid wasn't mine, I don't know, I guess I just lashed out at probation, and then I ended up getting revoked. I had violations, alcohol violations, not another sex offense or anything like that. There was never ever any other incident as far as any sex violation or anything, no.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you have a drinking problem with an OWI 6th offense.
I've been working on that for about a good solid 4 years now. But I've been working on it for about 8, but a solid 4 now, going on 5.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should ask you, if we talk about any kind of treatment, do you wish to do that in closed session, or are you okay to remain in public session?
Public is fine.
Okay, all right. Does anyone have questions about his case that he was convicted of?
No, not of what he was convicted of, no.
Any? You got something else, Renee?
I wanna understand, you say you've been going from family member to family member living, but you say you're living alone on Lore Lane, correct?
Correct.
So you went there before you came to us?
I'm sorry.
Us.
I got approval from the landlord, pending approval from the board. I don't live there.
Oh, you're not living there now?
No.
Okay. So you've been.
Depending on how this goes, I can possibly, well, actually I have to work tonight, so I won't be able to sign my lease until tomorrow. If I get approved here today, I can sign my lease tomorrow and move in tomorrow.
And you're not at the Jean Street right now either? You're just-
Actually, well, I mean, that's my address that I was basically using for this. But I mean, I've had spent time there.
Okay. I just wasn't understanding that, so thank you for clarifying.
Well, from what I know, as far as Wisconsin goes, or well, Green Bay, you have like 2 weeks to report to a landlord or an owner or whatever if you have another person in your residence. So that's why I've been hopping around from family member to family member, and also I have the GPS bracelet on as well. I've had that on for about I want to say maybe 2.5 months now. So because that was a condition as far as me not having a set address is having the GPS bracelet on.
Will that get removed then, if we approve you for this address?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm on it, because I didn't have a residence. So I'm assuming that it should be off in a couple days.
Okay.
Like I said, I gotta work tonight, so I know I'm not gonna be able to set up anything tonight. So the earliest I'll be able to do it will be tomorrow morning when I get back from work.
Where are you working at right now?
I work at Wapaka Foundry.
Well, that's a far drive.
Didn't say that.
Yes, it's a blessing. I got 2 of my nephews working with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
have any other questions or would like to make any statements?
Heidi, I just wanted to pass along that Alder Weary did forward some feedback from a neighbor. So I'm just going to read. It's 2 sentences long, but it's just neighbor feedback that he received from one of his constituents. So Alder Weary forwarded on 1200 Lower Lane is next to one of my properties and right across from Franklin Middle School. Not a good place for a sex offender. That's what the constituent sent to Alder Weary.
Okay. I guess I'd like to maybe just make a comment on how I feel about where I'm gonna go with the voting and kind of on that statement. So Mr. Broadnack's offense was back in 2004. He was placed on probation. He wasn't even sent to prison for it, other than he threw a revocation. He has not had any sex offense since then. Obviously, he does have some drinking issues with the number of OWIs that he has. But I really am leaning towards approving him for the address. It was close in age. He thought that, she got pregnant. So that's where I am. I don't know how anybody else feels.
I agree. I was concerned with the drinking, but the sex offender, yes, that was ongoing. There's not been a problem since. I'm following along on your line of thinking, Heidi.
Okay. Faye or Peter?
I was gonna say, I agree, I feel the same way. And he was 22 at that time, so it's quite a few years since that happened.
Okay, well, would it,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That was one of my concerns that I had asked about to my probation agent too. I'm like, it's right across the street from the school, but I also was like, every address that I had before, I was around schools and parks that I got approved, and there was, they said this was a one-time thing, never ever gonna happen again in my life. I'm 1,000,000% sure of that, and she told me that, I probably wouldn't have anything to worry about.
well, we'll take, does anyone want to make a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Broadnack's 1200 Lower Avenue, address specific.
Could we just clarify Lower Lane number
I say avenue, I meant Lower Lane, sorry.
I think it's pronounced Lori Lane.
Okay, Lori Lane,
Yeah, it's pronounced Lori Lane.
all right.
And I will second.
Okay.
Okay. Pardon me, Peter?
I'll second it.
All right. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I
Opposed? Okay, Mr. Broadnax, you're approved to move to 1200 Lori Lane, number 2, address specific. If you do move from there, you do need to come back before the board.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Aye.
All right. The next appeal is Robert Labatt requesting to move to 1199 and a half Shawano Avenue. All right. And let's see here. Mr. Labatt, you, the last time we saw you, looks like it was back in 2016, and we approved you to live at Ricky Drive.
Yes.
Okay, so what happened from 2016 till now?
In 2017, I got revoked for rule violations. I was not following my rules. I was in a relationship with a female, and she got pregnant, and I did not have I got out of prison in 2019. During that prison sentence, because of clarification, I was able to take Thinking for Change, which is one of the programs I'm trying to take, and I could not get into it because it was not recommended. But since I have been out of the TLP for states, I got released from the TLP, I've been homeless since. Living in a vehicle or just crashing on a friend's couch in a basement. I am currently, that's what happened from there until, that's why I lost the place to live.
Okay. Because it's been so long, since you've been here, could you go over your charges again? Tell us how everything came about, and, remember not to say the victim's name or the relationship of the victim.
Yes. Back in, I got charged with second-degree sexual assault of a child back in '99. That got dropped down to a causing mental harm to a child. I assaulted and manipulated a female at a party to have sexual relations with me. And in 2000, I did the same thing. They were both 15. And then in 2005, when I got sentenced to prison, 14 years. It's a weird sentence because of the law change from '99 to 2000. So I originally got sentenced to a total of, would have been 21 years. I was a bifurcated sentence, so 7 years of ran concurrent. And then when I got revoked in 2005 for fourth-degree sexual assault, which was talking to a minor for the consequences of having sexual relation with an older person. I can't say the names or relationships, so I'm going to keep that away. But I was talking to them, and I did not know it was against the law at that time until it came out, and I told my probation officer, and it ended up being against the law. So I went back for 8.5 years, and that's when I got released in 2013. 2013, I was off from 2013 to, I went back for an ATR for I think 6 months, and then from it was 2014 to 2017 I was out. And then I went back for 2 years for a rule violation, and then I've been out since 2019.
Since 2019, you've been out?
Yes.
Where have you lived since then?
In 2000, when I got originally released, I was in the TLP for 60 days, and then after that, I have been living in a vehicle, or just my friends let me crash on the couch in their basement. So I was literally not living in a vehicle.
If we want to talk about your treatment that you've received or not received, are we able to do that in public or private session?
Public's fine.
Okay. So it does appear that you are currently in, a sex offender treatment, is that correct?
I am.
And who is that with?
That is through Hanger Enterprises. My facilitator is Pablo Cerda.
And
Which
how
that
long
was,
have you been with him?
I was with him before the COVID stuff happened, and then everything got canceled for a while, and then I was able to get back in the group with him back in February.
Okay.
And how long were you staying up before COVID? When did you start that?
Oh, it would have been, I want to say it was like November, December, I started with him before COVID. But with everything, stuff was going on and stuff, and when I got back in January, in February, we just started the whole program all over. So we started the whole program over, so I started from scratch.
How often do you Zoom?
The program?
Correct, yeah.
No, it's a weekly meeting. I go face to face with him. It's a 5-person group. I had it today and he let me leave early so I could attend this meeting.
So it's weekly?
Yes, it's weekly.
Are you working at all?
Yes, I am. I am working third shift at Winona Foods, the Brookfield plant, from 9 p.m. until 5 a.m.
And did you say you're gonna be living alone or with somebody?
I will be living alone. It's an upper and lower duplex. There is a gentleman, an older gentleman, a couple years older than I am, that lives downstairs. He's actually Troy. He's actually the owner of the place, and so I'll be moving in upstairs from him, which it is a place, but I will be living alone.
Anything from anybody else?
Alder Weary received feedback from the same constituent on this request. The feedback that was forwarded to our office was 1199 Shawano Avenue is just down the block from Lincoln Elementary. Again, not a good place for a sex offender.
When I see on this screen here that the law department, is that the actual Green Bay police officer?
No,
Or
that's
not.
me. That's Deanna. I had to log in to 2 computers, so
Ah,
I'm on my laptop and on a computer in City Hall.
okay, okay. Alright. Does anyone have any comments about the email from the older person?
So it's from the same person as the previous, yes?
Yes, the same person forwarded feedback for both the last item and this item to Alder Weary, and Alder Weary forwarded that information onto the law department.
This is, I'm just kind of like thinking, I'm wondering if we might consider, let's say a 90-day approval. It's not a motion, I'm just kind of talking, because he's actually relatively short time that he's been back to the offender program. And that we might like to see how that continues.
I can see that point of view. I guess I also look at it, I mean, his offenses are from 99, 2000, 2 of them in 2000. And even though he's spent some time in prison, and, the rule violation that he had to go back to prison, that's just my opinion, but he was in a relationship that he didn't get approved. I can see where the PO would be concerned, but is that, in my opinion, prison worthy? I'm not sure.
What's the age of that person you were in a relationship with?
She was 26, and we
how
have
old
a daughter. I was 30. I just turned 41, so I was 37, 38, somewhere in there. We have a 3-year-old daughter together. So,
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, Heidi.
No, that was a good question. Well, anybody else have comments on how they're feeling? Or wanna make a motion?
I will move, to approve for 90 days, address specific, and, request that Robert come back, with more information about, and how he's doing in the SOT program, and with, documentation from his facilitator.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
Okay. Mr. Levon, you're approved for 90 days to stay at that address, which at that time you'll have to come back and you'll need to provide us documentation about your treatment. And we'll probably be asking you how you're doing in treatment.
Okay,
All right?
yep,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next thing, does anybody have any new business?
Do not.
Okay, our next meeting is scheduled for July 21st at 4 p.m. Got one down. And then if we can get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we're all good then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice easy one to ease you into it, Peter.